Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here in my flat in Rochester, Kent. Good morning. It's a bit cooler, so it's overcast and it's a bit cooler. I managed to sleep okay last night because it wasn't too hot. So I've got up this morning. I woke myself up. I thought that the newspaper delivery guy was going to come at 5 o'clock this morning, so I went to bed a bit earlier. I didn't hear the buzzer go off. I didn't hear the paper delivery driver, so I was just managed to get some sleep last night. I just put earplugs in. These earplugs drown out a certain amount of noise, so there was banging going on, there was furniture scraping, there was noise, and it's not nice noise. It's not like, it's random great big banging that makes you jump out of your skin. Now my mum, when I went round there yesterday, she accidentally said Derek. I didn't correct her. My mum is elderly. She's got problems of her own. Where I don't know whether it was done on purpose or it was an accident. She called me Derek. Right? These kids start banging so hard it makes your bones rattle. And that was yesterday evening when I come home from my mum's. Just random loud bangings. So I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. So my mum and I had decided that I'd go up and see her yesterday, Friday. So it was a mutual decision. I was approaching it with caution because of all this street theatrics, gang stalking going on, and I don't know whether my mother's involved in it. I honestly don't. So an Asian man arrived outside Block 9's flats, and I don't live there. So they park there, they don't park outside my block of flats. So I had to, first of all, it was parked down there where he parks upstairs. You start to walk down there, and then they park up there. So the guy parked outside the wrong block. So I walked up there with my bags, asked him if it was a taxi up to my mum's, because he was parked outside the wrong place. Otherwise it would just drive off. So the guy starts talking to me like a lot of taxi drivers in the past. Oh, why haven't I got your mobile number? Why do I always have to get through to your mother? For safety issues, and I don't like using the phone, amongst other reasons as well. So I try and say, or try and calm them down, because some of them get angry. Why are you not answering the phone? Why can't I get through to you? Why is it your mother? Right? So he was talking about that and things like that, and it was a fairly decent drive up to my mum's. I was looking at all the people walking down the path, walking across the road. They seemed like extras out of a TV show, like piss takes of people. And I tried to keep myself cool, calm and collected, and just ignore it. So my mum, I got the taxi drives near my mum's. My mum comes out. She tells me, can you pay the taxi driver? So I paid the taxi driver, and I go back in, and my mum's got some bags of crisps out for me, some sweets, and there's some takeaway leaflets on the table. I sit down. I sit down and we have a chat. My mum's dressed in a cardigan, she's got jeans on, she's got a top on, and she's got these brown boots with a heel on them. And she said to me they like years old and she's just decided to put them on. Boots with a heel. Not a big heel, just a square heel. Brown. I write out a takeaway. Mum later on orders it over the phone. Veronica, her next door neighbour, comes out and starts putting some washing on the line because I can hear it and I can't sit. My mother's not got a washing line anymore. So Veronica puts the washing out. I'm sitting where my father Derek used to sit, and he used to watch Veronica out the window. Later on, the takeaway comes. It's an Asian takeaway driver, and he says to my mum and asks her if she's okay. If she's okay. So mum brings the takeaway in, which is in blue plastic bags, like my ex used to put his bottles of wine in. I undo the bags, and mum has got some chips. So mum starts eating the chips. I eat my spaghetti bolognese. Mum decides that she wants to put Chuck Berry on the Alexa. Chuck Berry. And she starts talking about Elvis.
With
and
Amazon Music Unlimited, you can ask Alexa to play the music you want instantly.
Right, Alexa
it's
listens.
Free for 30 days. Then you'll automatically be charged £5.99 per month for this Echo. Cancel anytime. Terms in the Alexa app.
So she's going to start
Should
playing
I
music.
and play Chuck Berry?
So as soon as you say Alexa, Alexa pricks her ears up, of course, and start answering you. So mum listened to Chuck Berry, but it was too loud. So mum started talking to me, and I said, I can't hear what you're saying. I can't hear you. So she turned Alexa off, and we had a conversation, and I ate the meal, and I told you yesterday that I couldn't find my gas cupboard key, and I'd rung Hyde Housing, and Hyde Housing said they was going to ring me back yesterday or Monday, and I got a call round my mother's from Hyde Housing from a young gentleman with a distinctive voice that I remember, and he said to me, oh, you can buy these keys on Amazon. And I said, it's not the gas key. It's not the gas key to the gas meter. I said, it's the external door. And then you go into the meters. Because he said he'd been out here before. And I said, well, it's the door. Like a door. It's like a door key, not a gas meter key. It's a door key. He said, well, I'll have to come round next week. He said, next week. And have a look and see if I can get it cut, and then I'll bring it round to you. After the phone call, my mum, her voice and her whole demeanour changed. So she looked like evil. I can't explain it. I can't explain it to you. I'd taken this call from Hyde Housing, from this voice that I remember from a while ago. And my mum starts to behave differently. So she starts lying down on the sofa. She looks like a skeleton with her mouth wide open. So her lips are like stuck on the top of her mouth with her teeth showing. Her mouth is wide open like a skeleton skull, and she's laid there. I knew that his kids were coming to above my head yesterday. I know that, and I know that they make noise. And so my mum was trying to get me to leave early. That's what I think she was doing. Anyway, I stayed for a bit. I'd seen Barry, my mum's next door neighbour, because when I got out of the taxi, their dog Sam started barking at me. So when I got out of the taxi, the dog started barking loudly at me. Right? So I stayed at my mum's flat, but she was just laid there with her mouth open, and I said, right, you're tired. I'm gonna go now. I said, you're tired. She'd eaten chips. My mum gave me some bits and pieces. She gave me some crisps. She gave me some Maryland cookies. She gave me all different bits and pieces, which I was grateful for. And she gave me a small bit of money, not a huge amount, a bit of money, which I was grateful for. Then she rang the taxi. I don't know which taxi company it was. And a red and white taxi arrived just after 4 o'clock. So I'd got the taxi early. Normally it's about 5-ish. And that's when the kids are at school. I thought the taxi journey was going to be quieter because the kids at school and there was no school run. So Mum started getting frantic. She started getting all worried. She went, because the taxi parked outside the wrong house again. It parked 2 doors down and I had heavy bags to carry. And I said, I don't know if that's my taxi, like it's parked that way down the road. She went, Janestra, I told you this was going to happen. She said, go into that taxi. And she started shouting at me. Barry, her next door neighbour, was stood by the tree with Sam on a long reflective yellow lead, and he was just staring at me. While my mum was shouting at me, he was just staring at me through the trees. And I was getting agitated and frightened. Then I go to move and the taxi reverses back, like the red car the other day, so it reverses back and I'm staying well away from the road. And then the car stops and the driver says to me, you all right? And I went, yes. And he repeated what the takeaway driver had said to my mum. I went, yeah, I'm all right. Put my bags in the back of the taxi. It was an electronic open back. So I put my bags in, sat in the back seat, and this noise went off. And the driver didn't tell me. So we had this loud noise going on all the way down the road. And then I said to the driver, is that my seatbelt? Is that because the seatbelt isn't on? Oh, yeah. So I put my seatbelt on. He was driving with that noise and he didn't say anything. Put the seatbelt on. And he said the Luton Road had been shut, but it was now open. It was shut a couple of days ago, but it's open now. And then there was this bin truck, and it wasn't a normal, like it was a contractor, it wasn't the bin men, and he was holding up all the traffic. It was in the middle of the road taking a plastic bin, and he was dawdling about, this guy, on his own, trying to put a bin on the back of the lorry by himself, and he was doing it recklessly and he was taking ages. So eventually he puts the bin in the bin goes back, he gets into the lorry and he starts driving off at a reckless speed, zigzaggy all over the road. And then, thank God, he turns down the road and disappears. Because he was right in front of us and I was frightened he was going to like reverse back into the car. And then the traffic gets held up just past the SO garage in Chatham. It gets held up, the traffic. So I say to the driver, can you go down Rochester High Street way? Because it was getting held up near Star Hill. So the taxi goes down the road, up the high street, and it's fairly okay from there. The traffic's fine. It just got held up near Star Hill. I said I haven't been out for ages. I hadn't, not on the road like that. I hadn't been in a car for ages. She said, oh, you don't like going out? I went, no, it's busy, isn't it? Dangerous. So the driver drives me home, leaves me outside where I live, and I don't see any sign of his car upstairs. Don't see any sign of it. So I get my bags out, pay the driver, come back into the flat, and I've already had the post, so there's no post. I struggle with my bags into the lift, come up the stairs, come into my flat, and I can hear them upstairs. I can hear them on top of the ceiling. I can hear them. Loud feet. And immediately, like, your stomach sinks because I've got PTSD. I suffered from this noise for the past 3 or 4 years. And every time I hear them thud on the ceiling, it makes me jump out my skin. And of course, my father had a heart condition, and remember my mum called me Derek by mistake, and they are thumping the ceiling when I come in. I can hear them. Try to keep cool, keep calm, carry on, make myself a cup of coffee. I'm glad to see Max and Harry, my pets, and I just ignore it. And then I carry on till I've got to go out this evening, and they were particularly noisy last night, and they were noisy before I went to bed, but I put earplugs in. The only way I can get at any sort of sleep is to wear earplugs. And it's deliberate noise. It's deliberate. It's definitely deliberate. It's deliberate. And that gang stalking noise is deliberate. It's deliberate. It's done to make you feel afraid, to be controlled. I don't know this guy upstairs. I've never met him face to face as in a conversation. Excuse me. Max has got like that every time the buzzer goes off. Newspaper delivery guy. He's delivered the newspaper a bit later than normal, which is good. Newspaper guy. So chihuahuas have a squeaky bark. They're a bit squeaky and a bit high pitched. But he stops. At least Max stops. He stops. So that is the newspaper guy with the whitish grey hair tied up in a ponytail, and he's later than normal. It was 5 o'clock last weekend, and I managed to get a few hours sleep with earplugs in. I don't know what it's like to sleep without fans on and earplugs. I've been sleeping in this flat with three fans on, even during the winter, and white noise machines for the last 3 to 4 years. When I first moved in and this guy was upstairs and he had all his kids and his girlfriend up there, I couldn't live in this place and sleep in it. I was losing so much weight. So I asked my son for some help and he told me what to do. And eventually, because mediation wasn't working, I had to go to the council and report it because it was affecting my health. It was making me feel depressed and it was making me ill. I was losing weight. I was unhappy. I couldn't do anything. This is why my flat has turned out like it is, because I hate it. I hate living in here because I've got this nuisance above me. And I don't want to have to ask why they're doing it. I don't know what the connection is with my mother. My mum turned around to me yesterday and basically said she wasn't my mum. She told me she wasn't my mother. So if she isn't my mother, who is she? Well, this started in 2008 and this noise nuisance upstairs started in 2020. August the 10th. And we're coming up to the anniversary of my father's death, which is another thing I hate. Why I've got victimised, I don't know. I just don't know. You try to mediate, you try to talk to some people, but they just won't have it. Maybe they haven't got the understanding and the knowledge. Maybe they just don't realise how bad it is affecting you, or maybe it's deliberate. I haven't got a clue, but I've been living like this for the past 5 years. And they did it at my last address. Drugs, noise, men knocking on the door. And that's why the police need to find out who's doing it, because if I move again and it's into a place where it's for older people, because I am an older person now, and they're sending these men round to knock on the door and calling me a prostitute at the age of nearly 60, that's just ridiculous. So the police need to, along with these housing companies, need to find out who's instigating it, why, and where it's coming from. Because when you get to my age and my mum's age, you just want to rest in your flat. You don't want all men at your door looking for you know what. Who's doing it? I think the blue plastic bags might have been a clue. The ex at my previous flat, because he used to put his bottles of cheap, tacky wine in plastic bags like that. And does the guy upstairs know that ex I was going out with and I got rid of about 10 years ago now? Well, someone's spreading stupid rumours, and these drug addicts and homeless people on the field, where are they coming from as well? I mean, you ride your bicycle and land on a random field. They need to find out if these guys actually live in Medway, where they've come from. They're just randomly landing on the field with bicycles and the latest sports gear wearing them. And they've got mobile phones as well. And I'm not having anything to do with them. Not after what Charlie's girlfriend told me about how these homeless people wrecked her flat and sold her ornaments. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1841, the word dinosaur was first used. It's from the ancient Greek meaning terrible lizard. If you feel like a Quizosaurus, ask me. What dinosaur am I?
Alexa, what dinosaur are you?
Good morning, Crystal. Welcome to What Dinosaur Am I? Ever wondered what dinosaur you would be if you were born 247 million years ago? Well, I'm here to help. I'll ask you a series of questions, and you just need to answer yes or no. First question, are you a dinosaur that loves to eat meat?
Yes.
Meat eaters are dangerous, so I'll watch my step. Next question, do you walk on two legs?
Yes.
A bipedal dinosaur, excellent. I wonder how big you are. Are you as long as a double-decker bus?
No.
Then you're probably a deadly velociraptor. Oh dear, I never see them coming. Do you want to play the quiz again?
No.
Okay, thanks for playing.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 8:03 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Saturday the 2nd of August.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Right now in Rochester, it's 14 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has partly sunny weather, with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 12 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Did you hear about the new squirrel diet? It's just nuts.
Alexa, which celebrity was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 2nd of August include J.D. Vance, Charlie XCX, Joey Flores, Joanna Cassidy, and Mary Louise Parker.
So guys, I think I'll show you what my mum gave me. So my mum gave me 20 bags of Morrison's crisps. See, when I ordered a takeaway from the Odeon Cinema, it was full of these large Haribo giant strawberries. So my mum's given me some of those. And we've got some Haribo Star Mix. My mum's given me 2 boxes of food for the cat and for the dog, and they come from Morrison's as well. And I had a couple of these yesterday. They're Jammy Dodgers, mini apple and blackcurrant mini Jammy Dodgers, and these are nice. Little miniature packets of little biscuits. And my mum got me some Maryland Minis cookies. So I had a takeaway as well. I had a takeaway yesterday as well. Probably won't see my mum again for a while, so I'm not going to keep eating takeaways, no. My mum was concerned about me. She said, is anyone keeping you against your will? I went, no, not actually keeping me against my will, with the noise going upstairs and the noise going on outdoors. It makes me feel depressed and isolated and like I'm being attacked. Not physically, but you know what I mean? It attacks your mental health when you're dealing with noise all the time. It's making me feel like I hate this place. I hate it. And trying to do it up is not going to solve the problem. you know, I appreciate the help, but I want to move. I don't know who he is upstairs, and I don't know why I'm getting trouble from 3 sets of neighbours, but it's not doing my health any good. So you can decorate it, do it up, but I'm still going to be isolated on my own, dealing with these people. I don't know what they're doing it for. I don't know what's going on. It's been going on too long. So I came home yesterday. I took Max out for a walk. Things are manic at the moment with what's going on outside. Just manic, and I'm just scared what I'm going to get into next, whether a car's going to come at me, somebody's going to do something. There was 2 people on a bench when I was walking up past Costa Coffee, and there was a bald-headed guy, like one of my next door neighbours, and he's got a distinctive like West Country accent, and this man on the bench was taking the piss out of his voice, not mine, because I'm not bald and I don't speak in a West Country accent. So they were taking the piss out of the neighbour next door, and there was also a Chinese man talking to this bald-headed man, and he was talking like, oh, don't talk like that, you sound like you're paranoid, as I was walking past. And I had to walk past these 2 guys when I came back off the field. Never seen them before in my life. Obviously, drugs and alcohol problems. The guy was returning to the field on the tent. There's a bicycle. He rides a bicycle next door. Rides a bike. So there was a bicycle outside this tent. Bicycle outside the tent. I don't ride a bike. So my mum said it's not me that writes a diary. No, I used to write a diary. And, you know, this isn't fair, using my diary and creating these scenarios for me to write in my diary, when that guy yesterday that walked out of his house to go to the co-op was nearly attacked by a dog chained to a post. That is not funny. They're mad. So I came back last night and I thought, well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do and carry on doing it. And if I have to live on my own with actors wearing silly clothes, mimicking people's voices, and I'm taping it as well, that's what I'll have to do. Because I've got no effing choice, have I? But I'd like to meet who's doing this to me. See you later.